Come on, let's try defying gravity. It's more early. Let me try that one more time. Let's try defying gravity. A little pitchy, but
I was going to say, you usually have like the most beautiful voice, not to like complain. It was great. Definitely better than me. But this morning you were singing. I'm like, you got to do that again. Because I love listening to you sing. Well, it is Monday.
And welcome to Higher Education. And the reason we're starting with defying gravity for the wicked fans and the people who are not necessarily wicked fans, it's the end of the school year and we're exhausted. And we are always, especially if you have already passed state testing, it's just trying to get to the end of the year feels so heavy. So
over when
y'all got it. Defy gravity. Right? Say it again. What?
School's over when we're done with state testing, right?
Yeah. No. It's no. Just no. It's not.
No. We're I always love it. They're like, you got to have your grades done, turned in, whatever, hours after finals or, a week before the end of school. And it's like, am I allowed to grade this stuff? Can I have any quality end of year summation? No, we're just going to throw multiple choice at them. That's awesome because that's what education is about, right?
Yeah, but you are better than that. Keep them engaged. Use this time without the pressure and the looming dark cloud of state testing to do all of the things that you dreamt about when you said, I want to be a teacher.
Oh, hilarious. So my husband got a new job, because he's moving up here to Wichita with me. So he's going from a, 20-minute lunch period to a 40-minute lunch period. So we're the most excited about that.
Ooh. Without duty?
No,
without duty?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's a new job.
Tell me this. How do you know? Tell me I'm a middle teacher without telling me that I'm a middle school teacher.
Okay. How do you tell me?
Because whenever I say duty, I always smile in my mind.
You're hilarious. All right. So let's get this party started. Got our unmutED. We've got some little banner down there at the bottom, but I will remind you that our playlist is at unmutED.com, and we would invite you to attend that and to use the hashtag, please. Hey, what is this? tinyurl.com/JYW88X5X, which I know all of you are just going to run to right now. Just type it in.
Okay, look, she's dragging me about this tiny URL. First, she dragged me about my other one. I should have just actually.
You know what? I'm going to go get the original.
Go get it from Hedreich. That's the best place. Look, it is AAPI month. And so a lot of people, I said that to Alice this morning and she said, what's that? And I thought, oh my gosh. A lot of people really don't know what AAPI is.
But if they could please go to open.spotify.com/episode/3T.
Oh my God. You are burning time.
Oh yeah, I am. Okay. Sorry about that.
You're burning time. So AAPI, a lot of people are acquainted with Black History Month and Hispanic Heritage Month.
Mm-hmm.
AAPI is Asian American and Pacific Island Heritage Month. Now, I find that I had a little more experience, not a lot, but a little more experience with Asian American history. But about 2 years ago, I started to delve into Pacific Islander heritage. I never thought about it, but the people who are in Hawaii and Alaska, there are people who are still there, who are still alive, who were Hawaiian and Alaskan before there was a such thing as a 49th and a 50th state.
That's true.
And that's not something we think about. If you grew up, and most people who are still in the classroom are people who know 50 states. And so it's not so long ago that they became, and the history is much like our US history, is fraught with some interesting stories. So I would encourage you. I talked a little bit to a Hawaii DOE educator, Kecia McDonald, and we did a 3-part podcast. So just go to Hedreich on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you don't have to worry.
I got a better one. Definitely, you should be following at Hedreich on socials, and I know that you're going to have some great materials for us there.
Yeah,
I will admit that I don't have any materials on this, and that's on me. So I'm making a note on my paper here that I'm going to put some things together. We should.
Yeah. So it's really interesting history because it's American history that we know very little about. So I would encourage you to learn a little bit about more the indigenous populations of Hawaii and Alaska, and find out what you don't know.
I mean, I grew up in Alaska, so I know a little bit, but I could always learn more for sure. Okay, let's talk teacher AI toolkits. AI is a game changer, right, Hedreich? It's a game changer. That's what AI tells me. It puts a little rocket ship and says game changer on everything. So I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter how boring it is. It's a game changer with a rocket ship.
You and your AI seem to have y'all need to go to therapy.
You can use AI as your therapist, which is probably the only therapist that teachers can afford.
Well, we won't talk about. Let's not even get into teacher salaries. Pay teachers more. Teaching in Switzerland is amazing.
I have a great spreadsheet on this. Anyway,
on paying teachers more.
Alice has a spreadsheet.
Wait, on paying teachers more?
Yeah, I'm going to find it right now.
Are you going to send it to government officials so that they'll actually pay teachers more? Or?
No one's going to pay teachers more.
Oh.
Can I add a present? I'm going to go to share my screen. I'm going to share this tab. Can you see it?
I can see teacher AI toolkits.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's remove that. Why is this not showing?
Probably because it's a spreadsheet and it doesn't want to be on TV.
There it is. I don't know what was going on there. I got this. Okay. Get rid of that. There we go. I have a blog post called Teacher Pay is Stupid. So just look that up. Teacher Pay is Stupid. It's on AliceKeeler.com. And I have a spreadsheet. And salary schedules are a trap. I actually went through and figured out cost of living, and this I just have this giant spreadsheet. Check it out. Okay, back to whatever. We're not talking about teacher salary. What we are talking about is how AI is a game changer. Where really, if you're just making worksheets faster, it's really not a game changer. I use AI all day, all the time. Big fan, which by the way, Gemini 2.5. I've been using ChatGPT to help me with my vibe coding, and Gemini 2.5 is actually way better, significantly better. I all of a sudden overnight, whoop, Gemini.
For coding, because I haven't been on Gemini in a minute, so I'll have to go check it out.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. And so my son, he's kind of with it, but on a little aside, he's 12. He plays the tuba. He was excited about it for a hot minute until he realized he had to carry the tuba home, and then the shine wore off. So he has not been bringing it home. So he has not been practicing. So he's telling me he doesn't want to do the tuba next year. He doesn't want to be in band because he doesn't know his notes. I'm like, that's because you don't practice. You got to practice. And I made him bring his tuba home, and he's complaining, blah, blah, blah. He forgot his music book. I'm like, you know what, dude, I got this. So on my phone, I have a Google phone. And so I have Google Gemini on my Pixel 8 Pro, and it allows me to, let me enable this. I'm going to regret.
I want to know if is Google going to sponsor us, our Pixel 8 Pro? Because that's a lot of airspace.
I don't know why they said, oh no, Melissa. My name's not Melissa. Anyway, it's got this option for live. So what it's doing is it's listening to us live and able to have a conversation. It's going to be really awkward, but I can actually turn it to camera. And so it can see what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
So I went in my driveway. I put this, where's my selfie stick? I have a pink selfie stick. I put my phone in a selfie stick with the Gemini Live, where it's got the camera pointing at my son. He's on a chair playing the tuba in the driveway. Enjoy that, neighbors. And it's like, hey, try this. Here's how you can improve your breath tones and your buzzing, and it's encouraging him. And so I left him with Gemini as his tutor, and he came back and he's like, I think I got better. Rather than just randomly blowing in the tuba by himself in the garage, he was getting some positive feedback and some tips on what he could do to improve. And he was, and I have a video, I'm going to post it later on my Instagram. He tries it and goes, how was that? And then Gemini gives him a critique. So that was pretty cool. That to me is game changer.
I'm going to push back a little bit, or at least add something to that. Parents, listen to your children practice.
No,
I know that you've got a million things to do, but the times that I sat with my son and listened to him practice were very, very valuable moments. And I think that a lot of times we shove screens in the hands instead of having that interaction, which is why so many parents were going crazy during COVID, because it's like, oh my God, you're here 24 hours a day. But the times are changing so fast, and you will miss those moments fast enough. So
we'll miss those moments. There's no doubt. I'm not sitting in the garage with tuba practice. So
oh no, I love.
You know what? We have the Panera Sip Club. If you sign up for the free one and then you cancel it when it expires, they'll give it to you for $3 a month. So that's a fun tip there. So we can go every day and get I've now told him we're not doing soda. So he's now drinking the green passion fruit tea. I get an iced tea or a coffee, but we go and we make time for each other. I just don't make time listening to a tuba band solo every day. So
I loved that part. I actually did, especially watching them get better.
I have 5 kids.
This is true. I had one.
And now we have 4 cats.
Oh God, get rid of some of the cats and you can listen to your kid play. Dang. Oh, by the way, it's Teachers Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week. Thank you for all you do. Make sure you just Google Teacher Appreciation Week freebies. We do not have a list here for you, but make sure you Google that.
I'm writing that one down too.
Yeah.
I feel like everything sneaks up on me, including Christmas. Like, I know when it is. And then yet I'm like, what? Tomorrow?
I start shopping. I start shopping like right after Christmas, during Christmas sales. And so by Christmas, I'm done.
Is I went into Google Gemini and I said, give me all of the holidays, because I wanted to start preparing socials in advance. And I want you to make me a table that says, when is the holiday and when should I start preparing some socials? And so it made me this table. And then I said, now write me Google Apps script to add all of these to my calendar so I don't have to do it manually.
Ooh.
So I now have all the holidays on there. So now I just got to get all these things that like Teacher Appreciation Week,
Wait, go back to that. So did you open the developer? How did you get it to, what did you?
Okay, so you go to script.new, and that is where you can paste your Google Apps script. So if you go into Google Gemini and you say, make me Google Apps script that does this vibe coding, and drop it into your script.new, save and run it. Boom, we're all coders.
Okay, wonderful.
So speaking of, I got a bug in my bonnet this weekend that I was going to make my own teacher AI toolkit. So I literally was able to do this over the weekend, vibe coding with Gemini. So what I have done is I have created an add-on for Google Sheets that lets you choose your tool, like make a lesson plan, create a rubric, write me a song for my class, make a letter for parents, create an IEP report, like all of those tools that we want that AI can help us with. So I started to create this. You can read about it at educatoraiassistant.com. But one of the things that I am very concerned about is just where's our data going? We have all these AI companies, AI wrappers who have popped up overnight. How much skin do they have in the game when there's a controversy about data security, privacy? Where's that data going? Where are they storing it? I know that they have a privacy policy, but who's policing that? It doesn't get policed until someone discovers that they're not doing it. So just so you know, so I'm like, shouldn't we? If it's your lesson plan, it's your stuff, it should be yours. Zero data. So I created this add-on that does the Teacher Toolkit, but zero PII, zero data transmission. I don't know what your prompts are. I don't know anything. I know nothing. So if you log in for free. I connected it to the Google Gemini API. So what it does, let me just go to there on my screen. I'm just gonna add this, go here, move, wait.
While she's looking at that, let me say a quick aside of if you're talking about data privacy, if your district has not yet updated its contracts to reflect third-party data privacy, talk to your procurement and legal teams to make sure they do, because most of the contracts from up to now have covered only a company. But if a company has a third, did you hear she said, I connected it to the Gemini API. That is a third party. And so the question is, does that extra person have the same protection or is your data protected with them like it's protected the main company? So just an aside.
Also, all of the AI wrappers, Diffit, whatever. I love Diffit. It's a great tool. You should use it. They didn't build their own LLM, large language model. They're using ChatGPT, Anthropic, Google Gemini, whatever, just like I am doing. And here's the thing is, when I was coding this, I had to say which model I was going to use. Well, 2.5 Pro is more expensive. Like every time you send a prompt through the Gemini API, it charges me. Now, mind you, it's like 25 cents per million characters or something like that. So at scale, it's ridiculous. But for your own individual project, you will not hit the free limit that you get every month. But at scale, where you have a lot of people using it, it really adds up like a lot. So, I am using the 2.0 flashlight model, and I'm going to put that a lot more prominent. Actually, I don't state it at all, but the whole point of my add-on is transparency. You should have transparency about what you're doing, who has your data, which in my case is nobody. And you should know what model it is. Now, if you're going just straight to ChatGPT, go straight to Claude, go straight to Google Gemini, you're getting their best models. And you're able to have a continuous conversation. So really what it's all about, these AI wrappers are about, is having a really good prompt. So that when you click the button, let me show my screen here. I push that. Okay, so I got some buttons on here. When you click the button that says lesson plan generator or rubric maker or make me a presentation or write me an IAP goal, all it's doing is having a pre-made prompt, right? And then it has you fill out a small form with some preset fields that says, okay, what's the lesson topic? What's the standard? What are some things that you want to include on that? But frustration that I have is that stuff's not saved. I have to keep typing it over and over again as I switch tools. So what all this is a spreadsheet. I've got a ton of tools. But what do you notice about my tools is I list the prompt. So it's right there in your face. This is the prompt that you're using, but shouldn't you have flexibility and control over that? So the way this works is you open up any Google Sheets spreadsheet and you're going to install from the extensions menu. It's not been approved yet. It's not approved yet by Google. I've submitted it. So it's going to probably take a week or so, 2 weeks. I don't know. Sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're not, but got to wait for it to be approved. So beta.
And that's all we have time for today because it is 8:10.
Oh, 8:10 already. Okay.
Yes.
Well, anyway, you can edit the prompt and then use all the tools, and it's in your spreadsheet and you have full control. And we'll talk about it another time. But thanks everybody for joining.
We'll see you next week. Follow us and don't forget to use the hashtag unmutED. If you have questions, we'd be more than happy to handle those live. Thanks for popping in. See you later. Bye.